if you're on the other side of the fence, you're already AI pilled and you love this stuff, your job is to make sure you have good enough taste that the stuff you're putting out is not just like technically correct or meets a need or checks a box. Taste does not stop the scroll.
AI is here to stay. There are going to be people that are just kind of experts in the space or like thought leaders in the space who can usher us into this new era. But I would venture to say those are the people that have already developed a point of view and a perspective and taste from years before, and now they're just layering AI on top of it.
What I can't abide by is the whole like, it'll replace your whole brain and I built this thing and whiz bang, the next week it's this and how to use this. And it's like a lot of us are just, including some really popular people that I've followed for a very long time. I don't know what you're optimizing for at this point, but it just seems like a constant. You see it with the call it the podcast industrial complex, where the only way to keep growing your guest driven podcast is to have more and more sensationalized guests on your podcast. Every big one, Joe Rogan, Lex Friedman, all of these ones, I think Sean Williams, they just have to get crazier and crazier clips, crazier and crazier guests, and don't question the guests. Let them say the most insane stuff possible, because that's how we get the listens. But it just keeps getting worse and worse. And then you're like, whoa, this turned into like a weird conspiracy driven kind of like hate mongering, looks maxing, thinly veiled racist show. What's going on here? And that happens, I think, with the AI stuff too, where it's like, I got to create a more sensationalized thing. It's not enough to say Claude can run your SEO program anymore. Now it's like Claude can be your CMO. Jason Lemkin said this, which I think is an absolute crock of shit. He's like, I would never hire a VP of marketing ever again because AI is my VP of marketing. And I'm like,
oh my God,
man, you are still trading off of SaaStr being popular. Like, it's a good event that people like going to, but I'm going to be honest with you. You're able to get away with a lot because you're a legacy brand and you don't understand that. And the shit you're doing is dumb and the stuff you're saying is horrifically dumb. But okay, like the thing that pisses me off is like that just gets marketers yelled at. CEOs see that and then they go back and yell at their marketing team. You know, well-meaning CMOs see that. Well-meaning CMOs get fired because it's like, well, Claude could be our CMO, you know? Okay. And then you see the company dip or plateau. That part of the whole situation, I'm just so against. And that's the thing, I find myself like trying to delete comments that I want to post on LinkedIn all the time. I'm just tired of it. Anything that gets marketers yelled at, I will speak out against. And I try very hard not to create that type of content.
Well, I think marketers are an easy target for sure. And back to the job security. I mean, we're the first to go sometimes, you know?
Mm-hmm. Well, I think it's just like comedy, right? We've all made people laugh before. We can't all do comedy.
Right.
Like I'm
exactly.
funny sometimes.
Yes.
I'm not always fun. I'm not professionally funny.
Yeah,
right?
Don't put me on stage.
Everybody's probably, you know, if you're a CEO, you've probably sold something at some point. You've probably marketed something at some point. But you are not a professional salesperson or a professional marketer. There's a difference. And I think people are forgetting that.
They do. They forget that for sure. I would agree.
The good news, if I can switch that to a message of hope, it does mean for those of us that are professionals and want a defensible career, you want to build a little moat. So no matter how bad things go, you'll always have your next job lined up. You'll have a million people waiting to hire you. You'll stay at your company as long as you would like to stay there. The stuff we've talked about today is definitely the path to do that. You definitely can do that. You are early on this stuff. And, you know, could you imagine being early on the internet?
Oh,
that would have been amazing.
Loved that. Are you kidding?
You know, I'd be Gary Vee.
Right.
But like, that's where we are right now with some of this AI stuff. So you don't have to learn. If you're just listening to this podcast and trying some things, you're already at the tip of the spear. You're already at the 1% of the 1%. Just keep going.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I also think, so great example, we often have brands that come to us like to Verbatim and say like, hey, we're considering you, but we're also considering this AI powered influencer sourcing platform. We're going to try both. Like, we'll see how you do. We're going to compare you for the first month. Every single one, it's been at least 7, have nixed the AI powered whatever and gone with us. And so I think hopefully that's encouraging too. Like, a big part of the work we do is about taste. I know we've said this word 57,000 times, but we've developed taste.
Taste does not stop the scroll. I've been trying to think of how do I repackage this in a way that stops the scroll, because it's just like, gotta develop taste. Okay, guy, but there's something else there. The taste gap is already a thing. It means something a little bit different, but it's there. You're absolutely right.
No, it is. It definitely is.